Hello everyone and welcome to a new Infinity Kingdom video. This is Kincaid from 49, and in this video guys I want to talk about Lord talents, the recommended talents that you can use in PvP for water marches. So here's the talents that I'm using. I'm gonna talk about each and every one of these talents, specifically the talents that I'm using currently and why I'm using them for my water march. So first I'm using Clot Shot, which provides 30% immortal crit value, since my water march is basically built about critical damage. Merlin is my main damager in this march and he deals a lot of crit damage, so 30% more crit value to the immortal will provide a lot of damage that is coming from Merlin. Second, this is an active talent that you can use before sending your march. This one here increases the magical damage that is being dealt by the immortals by 10%, and since 90% of the damage dealt in my march coming from Merlin, this one here is much better than the other two. This one here increases the march speed by 50%. It doesn't have any kind of impact in PvP. It just makes you finish a lot of things faster. If you're attacking and defending with the same march, this talent here will help you a lot. This talent here is the most important defensive talent in IK. This one here reduces the damage taken by allied units by 10%. I think that it works also if someone of your alliance mate is guarding your territory, is garrison your castle. So if your castle is being garrisoned, it means that they will receive 10% less damage as long as you have Body of Steel active. It is also super important talent in defending against someone who's much stronger than you are. You have a better chance winning the fight with this talent here. This one here is gonna save you a lot of troops. This one here reduces the troops killed by 10%. So not only it works in PvP, it works during attacking gnomes, attacking gnome bosses, and also sieging cities. So this one here so important in order to save more troops. This one here, I don't usually use this one in PvP, since I don't really care about honor during kill events or so. Usually I use this one here, Last Stand. This one here sacrifices 10% of your castle prosperity to increase the damage dealt by your units by 8%. So 8% is a lot of damage. However, I think this one here is much better, since this one here increases the damage by 10%. It is magical damage only, but 90% of the damage that is being dealt from my immortals is magical. So I think this one here is much better. The reason I use Last Stand is to sacrifice my castle prosperity to make sure that I don't get jumped on by any one who's stronger than I am that I can deal with. I made a video talking about this talent. I'm gonna leave the video link down below in the description, so make sure to check it out. Domination during the battle reduces the physical and magical defense of all enemies by 5%. This is more offensive than being defensive. This one here is more defensive. This one here reduces the immortal skill damage by 1%, 5% in total. However, I like this one more, since it reduces the physical and magical defense by 5%. Basically, it increases your immortals damage by 5%. So I think this one here is much better. This one here might be good for earth immortals, for earth marches, since they are built around more sustain more than damage. However, for water marches, I like this one here more. Sneak attack. This one here is probably the strongest attack talent that you can use. This one here, before the battle starts, it deals damage equal to 7.5% of your max HP to a random enemy immortal in the back row. So I have few reports here where I used sneak attack, I think. Let me find the report. Here. So I used sneak attack in oh my god. There it is. So I used sneak attack in this one here. You can see that the sneak attack targeted his Cyrus. Usually his Cyrus got the same amount of troops as Empress Wu. His Empress Wu got 16,050 troops. However, his Cyrus got hit by sneak attack, and then he lost a lot of troops even before the fight begins. Oh, what is this? So this is how it works. Even before the fight begins, it targets one immortal of the back row. It could have been better if the skill targeted his Empress Wu. I think she wouldn't have dealt this much damage here. However, it is still nice since Cyrus is usually protecting Empress Wu, and then the chance of protecting her was lower in this fight. This is why I was able to win, thanks to sneak attack. So this is how sneak attack works. It targets one of the back row immortals, dealing a lot of damage to him even before the fight begins, which increases your chance of winning the fight. This one here increases the immortal's energy regain speed by 5%. This one here is super important for water immortals compared to the other side, because the other side increases the attack speed by 6%. So this one here, if you're using a mixed marsh where you're using Alex or Hani, or even you're using an earth march, this one here will be much better. However, I like using the energy regain talent, since if it affects all the immortals. Most importantly is Merlin. So this one here is much better for the water marches. This one here increases the energy regain speed of 2 random immortals by 30%. This is a defensive talent. I'm not really a fan of this one. However, it is so much better than the other one here. This one here is an attack talent that before battle it grants a random immortal, or this is an attack talent. Both of them are attack talents. This one here is an ambush. This one here is onslaught. This one is a defensive talent. Yeah, this one is much better than the meditation. It increases the energy regain speed of 2 random immortals by 30%. Yeah, it could be so much better if this was if it was Merlin or Attila who got affected by this talent here. They're gonna pump out a lot of damage. This one here is so situational actually, but most of the times strong will be more important than target locked. Strong will basically increases the immortal's resilience by 30%. So it is so important against marshes such as fire. However, this is more of a defensive talent, and this one here, target locked, is more of an offensive talent. This one here increases the immortal's accuracy by 30%. It is so important against marshes that are using misleading, especially if you're not running Corchon in your march. I used to run this talent a lot against earth marches, since they are not actually using weakness, or they don't count on crit on earth marches, and most of them are using misleading, and I'm not running Corchon in my water march, so this one here would be ideal to use against earth marches if they are not building around crit. This one here is the most important talent to use against fire marches. So these are all the talents that I'm using for my water march. These are the best talents in my opinion to use. If you have any comment or if you have any suggestions, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.